work for our co-presidents, of which Bill Kidd is one of 12 co-presidents, our council of another 40 parliamentarians from around the world, and a membership of 700 parliamentarians. So we're launching today the Parliamentary Action Plan for a Nuclear Weapons-Free World, which has been about a year in development through our membership in consultation with the Interparliamentary Union and also with some of the key members of the OSCE Parliamentary Assembly. We're launching it here because it is related to the topic of the Nuclear Ban Treaty, but it goes beyond the Ban Treaty. As you know, the Ban Treaty includes mostly non-nuclear states with one allied state negotiating, and the nuclear armed states and the rest of their allies are not engaged in this. Our members are from the range of states, and we want to see what role the different countries can play to lower the role of nuclear weapons, reduce nuclear weapons risks, and achieve a nuclear weapons-free world. So we have, in your package is just a summary of the Parliamentary Action Plan. The full plan will be on our website later on today. I'll just touch on a couple of aspects of it. One of those is nuclear risk reduction, which is a very important area to work on. You may recall that earlier this year, the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists set the doomsday clock at 2.5 minutes to midnight because of the risks of a nuclear exchange happening by accident or miscalculation or even intent. So that's a key area that our parliamentarians are working on to try and encourage governments to lower nuclear threat postures, to lower the operational readiness to use nuclear weapons, because that is one of the factors that's contributing to high risks, and to work with interparliamentary bodies. So I'll be over in Minsk later this week for the Parliamentary Assembly of the Organisation for Security and Cooperation in Europe, which is taking action on this, and that brings in parliaments, of course, for nuclear armed states, the UK, France, Russia and the United States. So there's a good basis working with the parliamentarians of those countries. We're also focusing very much on the 2018 UN High-Level Conference on Nuclear Disarmament as a way of elevating these issues, building public and political attention to them, and hoping that governments might be able to take more measures. So that's an area that we've been working on, we understand yet that there's no agenda that's been set finally for that. So these issues which are in the Parliamentary Action Plan, we hope will form part of the agenda of the 2018 High-Level Conference. We're also working on regional measures such as nuclear weapon-free zones. The Middle East is a very important one. It's very important for the Non-Proliferation Treaty. But yesterday's event also highlights the importance of nuclear risk reduction and building cooperative security in Northeast Asia. And our network of parliamentarians is working on a plan for a Northeast Asian nuclear weapon-free zone. It's called the 3+3 proposal, which was put forward by a former foreign minister, Katsuya Okada, and has got cross-party support in the parliaments of Japan and South Korea. And we've also had dialogue with North Korean parliamentary delegations and with governments. So that's something which is very interesting to us as a possible way out of this very tense and threatening, risky situation at the moment. And finally, the other point I want to mention is the financing of nuclear weapons. $100 billion a year is the budget, and many of the corporations involved in this are very powerful lobbying forces, and in order to reverse the nuclear arms race, we're needing to address conversion, etc. So we're working in cooperation with International Peace Bureau, World Future Council and others on a project, Move the Nuclear Weapons Money, which is looking at how to reduce nuclear weapons budgets and reorient those funds into sustainable development goals and other areas of economic and social need. And this ban treaty, which we expect will be adopted on Friday, gives some support for this, because there is a clause which we expect will stay in the treaty that will prohibit states parties from aiding, inducing and encouraging any activities with regards to the production of nuclear weapons. And many of these countries have public funds that are investing in some of these corporations. So we are working on a divestment campaign. We've already had success in some countries, including my own, New Zealand, and there's a lot more in the book if you want more information on the nuclear divestment campaign. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Jonathan.